Killing Ground is currently streaming on Netflix. I went into it completely blind. I had an expectation, I suppose, because I saw a poster and I saw the picture before I pressed play on it. So I had a little bit of an idea what it was, and my expectation off of what my idea came from was it looked like it would be like an Eden Lake or a Storm Warning or a Preservation or a Backcountry or, 100 other fucking movies where a couple or a few people go out to camp in a secluded area in the wilderness and they get accosted by psychopaths or hillbillies or whatever, bears, for instance. And although I was right, it is one of those kinds of movies, this one definitely takes different turns than I was expecting. I'm not going to talk about this film a whole ton. It's definitely something that needs to be seen. One thing I will say for sure, though, is this was a rough watch. Like, it's a very good movie. I have very little to complain about with this film, but it is a tough view for sensitive people. I am not at all. I have certain things that can make it harder to watch for me. No film is unwatchable to me for being too tough. I can watch anything. But there are things that definitely get me angry or sad or whatever. Everybody has their things. And this one hits a couple of them. And this film is not predictable almost at all. I'm seeing here and there like little itty bitty moments where it's like, oh, this is probably going to happen here. And then it does. But there's a lot of turns that this movie takes. Dark turns that this movie takes that I didn't expect at all. And so this film really surprised me in a lot of areas where I was just like, oh, well, I wasn't expecting that. And like, oh, holy shit, they just do that? So it gets fucking dark and grim at times. So if that doesn't sound like your thing, I would avoid this. It's not gory. It's just what happens. The subject matter, events within the film are fucked up at times, like really fucked up. And that means something coming from me. Something else I really liked is the couple in this movie feels very genuine. And there isn't very many moments within this film where it feels like typical Hollywood bullshit moments where someone's a hero and someone does this and someone does... Like, this movie is void of almost all of that together. Now, there is a moment in this movie for about a 5-minute period where I have to question a character's motives. I will not say if it's an antagonist or a protagonist or whatever, but that was just a little rough for me because I was like, why would they do that? That's silly. Why would they do this? But I try not to question all that stuff too much unless it's way, way in your face and you're just like, come on, no one would do that. That's not this. It just seemed stupid in the moment, and the person hadn't been doing many stupid things up until that point. So, but besides that, also the antagonists in this film aren't just faceless people who are harming them from a distance, or they come and they just are killing people, and there's no motive, there's no seeing that they're just rapists or they're just murderers or they're just like, that's not, they very much explore both sides of the story, the goods and the bads, and even the good characters have some moments where you're like, wow, okay, I'm not sure if I like you now or not, which is good. It's realistic. Unfortunately, we all wish we were the hero, but not all of us have that in us. And sometimes we do some things that we wouldn't be proud of. I always think about that when I'm watching films like this. Like, I want to believe I would do that. I would want to believe I would go and help this person. And I think I would. I do think I would, but you never know when you're in that situation until you're in that situation. And then you get in that situation and you will surprise yourself. Maybe you'll be stronger than you ever thought you'd be. Maybe you'll be much weaker. Maybe you'll make all the stupid decisions that you cut everyone down for in all these movies, and you're like, why would they do that? It's so stupid. And then you're in this position and you're like, I can't believe it. I'm doing these things. So, and these movies are those kinds of way. And you want to yell at the screen. I mean, you want to be like, do this and do that. I didn't really find myself doing that almost at all in this movie. Even, especially with the protagonists. I mean, I can't really call them anything else in this because I feel like that will give it away. In a little bit. But I didn't have a lot of issues except for that little thing. This is a slow burn for sure. So this isn't a mile a minute or anything. It's not action packed. As I said, it's not overly graphic. The kills are very, or the harm that's being done to these people is very, very, very difficult to watch. And as I said, it just keeps you guessing the whole time. Like, I did not know what was going to happen next. There's quick moments, as I said, where you're like, okay. But outside of that, man, this was a tense thriller for sure. If you like all of the aforementioned films, like Eden Lake, Storm Warning, Preservation, stuff like that, this is a great entry into the survival horror film out in the woods. People are talking about Wrong Turn. Wrong Turn's a little more, backwoods, I guess, is that classification, but it still fits into this one as well. But this one's more grounded in reality. Wrong Turn series gets a little ridiculous. Although I do really want to go through all 6 of those and rewatch them. But anyway, I definitely recommend this unless you are faint of heart. But I'm guessing you're checking out a horror channel because you're not. So if you're not, and you like these kinds of movies, absolutely check this out. It's one of the best ones I've ever seen in this subgenre. All right, guys.